Did Ryobi just create the best miter saw for beginner woodworkers? And is it cordless? Answers to all of this coming up right now. Just so you know what we are unboxing, this is the Ryobi 10-inch miter saw. It's the 1+ HP, which means it's on the 18-volt battery platform. HP stands for high performance. Any Ryobi tool that is high performance means it has a brushless motor. Am I opening a Ryobi tool with a Milwaukee fastback knife? Absolutely I am. If you don't know, I have a tool deal email list where I look for the best power tool deals and then I send them out about 3 to 5 times a week in kind of a newsletter. I was putting that list together one morning and I came across this miter saw and I think it was like 37% off. I think it was about $220. It's normally like $370, somewhere around there. And so I decided I was going to go ahead and pick up this saw. I already was on the Ryobi 1+ battery platform, so I didn't have to invest in batteries. I could just get the bare tool. And I thought, you know what? I've been wanting to review this saw for a while. I'm going to go ahead and snag this saw. The reason that I wanted to get this saw in particular is because I really think it's a good idea, or at least I've liked the idea of having a cordless miter saw. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be releasing a video where basically I try to see how much money I can make in one day with woodworking. I think I know the project I'm going to be creating in that video. And let's just say I wanted a cordless miter saw for that project. So anyways, I was like, okay, I can review this, I can use it for that project, and it's a great deal. So I went ahead and bought this tool. There's a little bit of assembly required out of the box, nothing too much. You're basically putting on these extenders right here on the side. You also put on this top handle, and you can install the dust bag if you'd like. I probably won't be using this with a dust bag because I bought this saw to use outside. I'll quickly run you through the features. This is a single bevel miter saw, which means it can pivot only one direction, 0 to 45 degrees. It can't pivot both directions like a dual bevel miter saw can. I will say that when I tested the squareness of this saw, when you have that positive stop set at 0 degrees, the blade is a perfect 90 degrees perpendicular to the fence. That's something that I think is obviously really important for a miter saw, and right out of the box, this checks that box. You're getting the brushless motor, which is honestly one of the only reasons I decided to get this saw. You also get the material clamp right here on the right-hand side of the saw. I think that's really nice. This is a sliding miter saw, as you can see right here. So even though you have a 10-inch diameter blade, you can get 12 inches of cross-cut capacity on this saw, which is actually pretty good, especially for a 10-inch miter saw. Now this saw runs off of the Ryobi 1+ platform. It's their 18-volt platform. I'm going to be testing this saw with the 4 amp hour high performance battery. You can basically think of the high performance batteries as the middle tier. They've got their lithium batteries, lowest tier, high performance is middle tier, and then the edge batteries are the top tier. I will probably compare at the end of the video, see how the edge batteries compare to the high performance batteries, and I'll link some of those different batteries down in the description. At the very least for this saw, I would get the high performance. I would not just try to run this off like a standard lithium battery. It's just not going to give you the performance and the output that you need. Also, right here next to your battery install, you get this little toggle switch which turns on an LED light shining down on your blade. And what this does is this gives a shadow line indicator. Some miter saws use lasers. I've heard what people say is that shadow line indicators, cut indicators, are much more accurate than lasers. Lasers can get knocked out of alignment sometimes. And I will say, right back here, I actually have my shop miter saw. It's the Metabo HPT miter saw. It also has that shadow cut line, and it is very nice, very accurate. I do like it a lot. So I like that this has this feature. We'll see how it works. One thing that I noticed about this toggle switch that's a little bit interesting, not bad, just interesting, is you can only turn it on. It just kind of like, it won't block in the on position, essentially, because the light will stay on, and then after about 10 seconds, it will go back off. One more feature about this saw is that there is a safety trigger right here at the trigger. Basically, even if I have a battery installed, if I just come up and try to pull this trigger, it's in the locked position till I release that safety. Really, I don't think we're going to be able to draw a good conclusion about this miter saw until we just put it through the paces. And we're going to fire this thing up, see how it performs. Quick timeout. I told you earlier in the video that I picked up this miter saw when I was researching for my tool deal email list. If you would like to join that email list, it is completely free, and I promise I won't spam you. I'm just sending out the best tool deals that I can find about 3 to 5 times a week. So if you're interested in joining, check the first link down in the description. I'd love to have you come along for some great tool deals. With no further ado, let's keep going with the video. When I fired up the saw, a couple of things that I just noticed off the bat. One, it takes some time to get up to speed. Listen to this. I like it when tools, when you let go of the trigger, they stop quickly. This has a long wind down. The third thing about this, when you power it on, it's extremely loud. It's just like a shrill sound, which honestly, this miter saw is too. I mean, most miter saws are going to be pretty loud, but just make sure that you're wearing ear protection when you're using this of some kind. I personally like using these 3M earmuffs. I think this is going to give you really better protection than like the little earbuds that go in your ear. And these are Bluetooth, so you can also like listen to podcasts, listen to music or whatever. I'll link those down in the description. One of the concerns that you might have about this miter saw is basically saying, hey, am I going to be having to constantly pause my project and go charge the battery? I will say, I was using the 4 amp hour high output battery, and after making all the cuts that I was making for this little battery shelf that I'm adding to my workbench back here, I still had 75% battery, and that was also after making a few test cuts. I think with the Edge battery especially, you're not going to feel like you're having to constantly charge the battery. What this is advertised is it can make 550 cuts per charge. I'm assuming that's with the Edge battery. It doesn't say, and I'm assuming that's like a 90-degree cut on a 2x4. But if you use a miter saw like me, unless you're just like, mass producing some project with a team of people, you're probably going to be fine to make the cuts you need, throw your battery back on the charger, and be fine. I don't think you're going to feel the need to constantly be charging batteries. After spending some time with this miter saw, let me just give you my overall thoughts. First, a couple of negatives, but there really aren't many negatives. Dust collection is terrible. I had it hooked up to this little dust bag, and I think like a tiny bit of dust got in here. The rest of the dust is in my shop. I will say, however, the whole reason I bought this miter saw is to do projects outside, out in my yard or out at job sites. So honestly, I'm not super concerned that dust collection was not great. Doesn't really bother me that much. Some other features that I noticed, or just things I noticed, this clamp right here it's handy for holding down material. However, at some angles, it does get in the way of your miter saw. So I was making like a miter cut, and I couldn't slide my saw all the way back because it got in the way of this clamp. That's probably something that's not unique to the Ryobi miter saw. Honestly, this is a cool feature to have. I don't use it that much, even on my Metabo saw right back here. Cut capacity was great. I was cutting through some 1x12s, no problem at 90 degrees. Once again, this gives you 12-inch of cross-cut capacity. I think that's really, really good. I'll show all the different cut capacities on the screen right here if you want to pause the video. If you want to look at the cut capacity for a certain type of cut, you can see it right here on the screen. The shadow line was great. It was very accurate, very easy to use. And honestly, it took a little bit of getting used to, but this off-only toggle switch, I get why they made it that way. Honestly, I think it's super user-friendly just to tap that on. And I guess the reason that they have it always shut to the off position is so that you don't accidentally leave this on for an hour and then drain a lot of your battery. So I actually think it's, now that I've used this saw, I'm glad that they have the toggle switch designed that way. The safety switch took a little bit of getting used to, but honestly, I really like it. After about 10 or 12 cuts, it felt really natural just to turn that off really quickly, make my cut. Didn't feel like it was slowing my process down at all. I would recommend, if this is going to be your primary miter saw, upgrading the blade. Most power tool companies don't give you great blades stock with the tool. So, I mean, this is fine for cutting down like 2x4s or dimensional lumber, but eventually I would recommend getting a nicer blade. I'll link to some down in the description that I would recommend. And then also I would recommend getting a good work surface if this is going to be a miter saw that you're using a good bit. The Bora Centipede table, what this saw is sitting on right now, is amazing. It can hold up to like 1,500 pounds, and you can set it up in about 20 seconds. So if you're at a job site, out building a treehouse in the backyard, whatever it is, this is a great workstation. Or you can also check out the Ryobi miter saw stand, but you can't put like random stuff on that because it's not a table. So for that reason, I kind of like the Bora Centipede tables. Overall, this is a very impressive miter saw. This is the first larger Ryobi power tool that I have used, and honestly, I'm pretty impressed with it. I don't have a lot of gripes about it. I think for what it is a really solid miter saw. If you're looking for either a beginner miter saw or a secondary miter saw for like job sites and stuff that's cordless, you really cannot go wrong with this saw. That's everything that you need to know about this Ryobi miter saw. If you're interested in knowing some maybe Ryobi tools that I would recommend and wouldn't recommend, check out this video right here, or check out this video right here. I know you'll love it as well. I hope to see you in one of these two videos.